Hello everyone, welcome to Winterclash and welcome to the first panel on day 2, which is called, that's a very good question, something with
How
injury.
to deal with injuries.
How to deal with injuries, thank you very much, Eugen.
Hi, I'm Eugen.
Yeah, I'm going to start with introducing our guests today. We are supposed to be 4 up here next to me, but we're only 3. To my left we have Kylie Raname, amazing skater, but also always injured. We got Eugen Enin to my right. You wouldn't think he's ever injured, but he's got some, yeah. And on the right side, the legendary Miguel Ramos. Also dealing with a lot of injuries during his long played career. Yeah. All right. I would say we just start. I would like to know, we just jump right into it. I would like to know the first injury that you remember of.
Woo. All right, let me try rewind this for maybe 1992. It was the first serious one, probably. Well, before
Don't cover it. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember really. I think one of the ones that I remember the most was skating a concrete vert ramp with my older brother and like.
Can you hear in the room everything, or?
Yeah, you hear me? Volume. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah. Good back there. All right. I can't really remember much of them, but I remember one that it was I skating on the vert ramp, and my older brother is twice size bigger than me, drops in at the same time, and we run into each other, and I slammed my face against a concrete wall, and it was my first time unconscious, and the whole thing, broke all my tooth, twist my neck. That was like 9 years old, something like that. And yeah, that was the first.
You collided in the middle of a vert ramp?
In the corner, in the worst spot, because I was going down, my brother was going sideways, so he hit me, and I fly, and the vert ramp is against a wall.
Okay, because
so you can imagine.
my first one was in the middle of a vert ramp, and we were skating a show and doing a double. And I was thinking we were going next to each other, and the other guy on the other table, he thought we were going in a circle. So both of us dropped in, did a meter air, and then in the middle we just right.
Wow.
That was the first one for me.
A lottery. But yeah, it's a long time. All right.
I don't have such a super funny, not funny, but super special one. I have like the simple classic one. Started rollerblading, and in the beginning, like it was early 2000, 2003 something, and everybody was skating with open up skates. So I had some rollerblade team access, whatever, and like all opened, and we did like out of our bank in the home park. It's just hip high. We've been making 720s out of it or something, just spinning. Yeah, and one try I landed wrong and like twisted my ankle all the way. Didn't broke because I'm kind of lucky with I never broke something in my life, but I'm twisting and peeling apart everything as possible. So yeah. So I basically ripped all my ligaments in my left leg back then and had to take a break for at least half a year back then. Yeah.
Okay, I don't have those heavy crashes or anything, but my injury started from 2007 until now, so...
It was the first one as well?
Yeah, like the serious one, yeah. I'm pretty safe, but then from 2007 on, I'm constantly injured, so good times. Oh yeah, my main source is my knees. Only my knees which are always.
Which one was the first one?
Right.
Right one.
And still right. Left,
still right?
Yes.
Okay, you can keep it. Did it affect you right away, or did when it happened, did you think about it longer, or were you just like, yeah, I'm gonna be fine again, and then I'm gonna skate like always before, or what did it?
The first time I was like, okay, I'm 17, things happens, all good, just wait for it, go back, but yeah, 17, you're stupid, you don't know what to do actually, so.
Can you remember if the doctors told you something right away, like in a way of like, yeah, you won't ever be able to skate normally, or in the beginning they said like, yeah, that's normal and you're gonna be fine?
Yeah, it's okay, it's minor injuries. I tore my meniscus and ligaments on my right knee, so it's like basic sport injury. Just let's fix it with the operations and all good. But
you had a surgery already back at when it happened for the first time?
Yeah, two times. Yeah.
So 2 times till now, or you had more?
Oh, now I have more. Yeah.
How
These
many?
are the first times.
How many you have now?
4, 5. Yep. On a right knee, one knee.
Okay. Do you remember like what was your approach to skating before that happened, and then after the first one, after the second one? Like, in what way did it change, or what did it change for you mentally?
Actually, it didn't change anything for me. I just start skating with a knee brace. It gives me a lot of comfort with the mental game. So you know that you're not gonna able to twist it or whatever. Even though they say like it's not good to use a knee brace while you're skating, but if you're working out after skating or whatever in a gym, you don't use it. So you have a strong muscle. But for me, I just went straight on, sent it everything, no problems with my mind game in there.
Yeah, I can. If you've ever seen her ride, you know that she's not taking it easy. But you mentioned that you have to build your muscles and everything. So did you think about it from the very beginning of your skating career, or did it came after, like, okay, in order to be able to skate, I have to do this and this and this?
No, in the beginning I said 17 stupid, didn't do anything, skate, drink, whatever. But if I had like operation, another operation, and then I really realized now you have to start doing something to become stronger, eat correctly, work out, get your mind in a correct place, and yeah.
What do you mean with that? Get your mind in the correct place?
Just believe in yourself and believe your body. If you feel it's not there, then don't push it. If you you have to trust yourself and trust yourself and your body. And if you don't feel it, don't push it.
Thank you. Eugen, what was the first one that was more serious? What happened and what did it change for you? How did the whole process?
Give me a second. Yeah, I can't count how many times I ripped my ligaments in my ankle, so that doesn't count anymore. But I think my shoulder, Berlin uppers actually, yeah. 2016, I did a stupid true spin, mislocked front half on a rough litchi down ledge, missed it and I hit my back, but sideways. So I was upside down and hitting the right shoulder. And what your body doing is like trying to react against it was the wrong decision. Then I literally like ripped my shoulder apart. But I was lucky in the bad case, like I didn't dislocated it, but I ripped every ligament which is connected with my sellar bone to my shoulder. And normally then it's like sticking out and I still have it. And in Germany they love to open up people and put metal into you. So I was straight going to the hospital and they're scanning it. It's like TOSI 3, whatever, everything is ripped, you need metal. But we need to do it now. And I'm like, I want to wait until I'm home and checking with my doctor, like which I'm trust and stuff. So yeah, I was leaving back home and checking it again with my doctor. And he was like, Eugen, you're kind of lucky. I'm like, what do you mean? Like from the 3 ligaments which are holding this bone with your shoulder together, there's 1/2 ligament left. And I'm like, you're joking me. Like, so I need operation. Like, no. Like nowadays, back then they opened you up, but nowadays it's like a common injury for ice hockey players because they're always smashing each other. Yeah, the tossy shoulder thingies. So even like if you're putting in work and commitment, you can deal by your own with it. I was like, oh, how much commitment do you need? I'm not the gym guy. So I was like, how much do I need? Like, it's up to you. Like we would start with the physio and see. And it was the best thing in my life up to date, like because it was the first major injury, not with the ankle, which is like infecting my daily life, not blading, daily life, like picking up stuff, putting up my hands, nothing worked. So I couldn't even like pull up my hand, my right one. I started the physio.
Which is the terrible thing for a German.
It's really disgusting. I'm Ukrainian. Oh, that was deep. Back to the topic. So, as most rollerbladers, I was going full passionated because I wanted to be back on the blades again. Going to every physio, getting as much physio hours a week as possible, doing a lot of a lot of stretching and stuff, and trying to eat healthier, to sleep more, and so on and so on. After a few weeks, I could already put my hand up all the way, and the doctor was like, oh, again, that's a pretty good progression. Keep going like this. And I started to do physio work, but at home, because I'm not the gym guy. So getting a thingy for the door, to do some pull-ups, and all this stuff, like stretching a lot for my shoulder. And look at me, I'm back, no operation. My bone is still, if I'm not wearing something, my bone is sticking out a tiny bit. So it looks weird, but it works. And now the funny thing is, like with most injuries, my right arm and my right shoulder is now my stronger shoulder because of training in much. And you see it even on my bails. Maybe some of you guys know like the Brooklyn Zoo archive episodes where we show the whole progress of me getting a trick. And I'm falling a lot, falling. And nowadays you see I'm fall way stronger. And even if I fall upside down, I'm straight pushing myself from the ground because I finally have the strength in my upper body. Back then I would just like fall on my upper body. Now I can, hold myself. So it changed not only my awareness of how I need to treat my bodies, like after injuries, but to prepare it for other injuries in the future. So yeah, I learned a lot about my body.
But how about the mental game? Like in the beginning, you think you're weak, and then you're super afraid of falling, and then like.
Yes, my brother could probably tell hours of stories, me crying about it. Not crying, but like getting pissed on a run, being afraid, and all this. This is totally normal. So it's a part of the game. Like I'm surprised how strong. Maybe I think women are kind of stronger in these situations. Men are always like acting strong, but in the end we are kind of winnie if it comes to getting back into blading, right? It's funny. You've been getting straight into it. I had a hard game with mind games when I started back after the injury. The first week's been horrible. I was afraid of falling. I was like always turning myself to the other shoulder, right? And after the first falls, you feel like, hey, you won't die. Like it's strong. Like don't be afraid. And after the first proper falls and catching it, it took me probably 2 weeks, and I realized, okay, I'm back. I can fall. It's even strong now. Like don't worry. And then the mind game like kind of gone away. I got more confident again, and the funny thing is now I'm even a bit less afraid of falling on my upper body than before because I know I can handle it nowadays.
Yeah, and you worked on the ways you fall.
Yeah.
You're more conscious when it happens.
Yeah, takes a lot of work every day, a bit of pull-ups and stuff to do, but I'm happy. It helps me. I'm stronger.
Thank you. Miguel, your first serious one, and tell us the story.
I'm sorry, what's that?
The first serious injury for you when you realized like okay something changed now for you.
First of all, I finally have a microphone. I want a big shout out to this man Jojo and his entire crew for make this beautiful event and nurture culture. Before I start talking, thank you for the beautiful opportunity. I have to say it. All right. My first big injury. I know there's been a lot of ones like from getting hit by a car, skating downhill. It's 26 plus years of this, but I think one of the most surreal ones was the one when you find yourself in bed and not being able to put your clothes on, go to the bathroom, and that was a couple years ago, 2 years ago, and I was in a very big, because some of you know hospitals in America, if you don't have insurance, you better have your own insurance. It costs a lot. There's been a lot of surgeries that I avoid through my life because I can't have the money, so I do other things and figure out and overcome.
What do you mean with avoid? You mean you avoid going to the hospital?
Yeah, because it's just insane. So you just figure out yourself, like do your own Rambo thing. You figure out and you sort of keep going. But I think the one that was the worst was my one in the back, because it was like no way to move around, no way to do anything.
What happened there? Like what exactly is?
Long story short, I basically born with something on my spine. I didn't know. It's like I have like an incomplete spine, and the bottom of my hips, a spine part, my bottom of my spine didn't know if I was gonna be hips or spine when I was a baby. So it develops all weird. Like I said, health is a lottery. So we can talk about a lot of things about you need to do this, you need to do that to be healthy, blah, blah, blah. You know what? The most important thing and the first thing you need to do is to learn how to listen to your body and understand your mechanics, because everybody's their own. It's not right or wrong. It's all about you connecting with your body and soul and figure out from there. Anyway, distracting. My spine. So actually, thanks to the rollerblading community, I was able to get my surgery on my spine, because I just got out of a debt of owing money to a lot of hospitals, around 80 grand So my American dream was I moved from Puerto Rico to California to be a professional skater. And true story is that you start sending it, right? Because it's hammer era. And next thing you know, you grow into a reality that this is not free. So you start going to hospitals and everything start going to collections. Next thing you know, you're $80,000 deep. And so basically work to pay those bills and whatever. And I just got done with all of them. And my spine situation has been there all my life. But this time was like this crazy. And I had to do it. So my friend Chris Haffey did a GoFundMe thing without telling me. And I was like, no, don't do it. He said, don't worry, man. I went to bed. I wake up next day. All the money was there. And it was thanks to each one of you out there around the world that give me that love. And I really appreciate it. Every day I wake up, every day that I put my skates on and I lace it up, and I feel okay, because before I couldn't lace it up, I was all pain. Before skating, I'm in pain putting my skates. Now I can put my skates and stand up. I was like, I always said, beautiful about how lucky we are to have this culture. And it's because of that moment. So anyway, it was that situation, and it was really bad, like bulging disc. They had to get in there, put everything together, and it's like it was very serious, man. Like, and it changed my life a little bit. And I always been very responsible with stretching and blah blah. But I had to go into anti-inflammatory diets and like beef.
Did you learn about it yourself, or
Yeah.
did people tell you? And how? Like, I mean, you probably you're like a.
At the beginning, I didn't have much people to talk about it, but then you start searching. Now it's the internet, man. You go out there and you start searching for it, and a lot of people will tell you different things, you know. But you, like I said before I start talking, you need to listen to your body. You need to make that connection with your body, because everybody have an opinion, and every doctor have an opinion. I don't know if it's here in Europe, but at least in America for me, I went to a lot of different doctors, and every doctor is trying to sell you something. They're trying to sell you a car. No, you need to do an epidural injection. No, you need to do this type of surgery. You know? And sadly, I did a couple of things. I trust certain people, and there's an example that they told me, get an epidural injection, get 2 of them, get 3 actually. So I did the first one, it's fine. The second one, they stabbed my sciatic nerve. And those of you guys that know about sciatic nerve, you know what I mean. So I got another injury on top of it, because I was just like jumping on it. But I realized that you need to learn, you need to listen and go all over the places. And I got the surgery, and then 2 years later, I'm skating, and here we are, man. Let's go out there and skate some more, right? I don't want to keep talking. Here you go.
How was it with you, like trusting doctors and listening to them, from not being dependent on them, but in a way you become dependent from doctors, from strangers that kind of hold your future in their hands? Like, how is it with the trust, and did you take them serious from the start?
Yes, so before I had those previous injuries, but now I'm also injured, and I have it's a long story, but let's make it short. So I just kind of worn out my cartilage in my knee, if someone knows what it is, around the bone, the last thing you can break before they say like, hey, you need a new knee prosthesis.
Yeah, it's like the knees of very old people, right? Because it's like the shock absorbers. No?
Yeah, meniscus is gone
Oh, okay.
already, but like those the last saver of the stuff, yeah. So now I'm having this one, and it took me half a year and 5 different doctors to find what's causing me a pain, because I just couldn't skate and ride anymore. And after that, all those they're saying you have this and you have that, and actually in the end they're like, oh, actually your cartilage is completely worn out, forget your sport, forget everything, you're not able to do anything, just change your life.
When was it? Around when?
It's a year ago. It was a year ago. So it took me half a year to find a real doctor. I live in Austria. So I went to private, find a good chirurg. And he was like, okay, we have this option. It means 2 operations. We need to transplant the cartilage to your knee. And but the recovery will take 1.5 years. So, and then it's maybe you are able to come back if you work hard and there is no complications. So now I'm a half year after operation, the second one. So I trusted him Because, yeah, but it took 5 different doctors. So now let's see, after a year, will I be back or not? But I'm working on it.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Kylie is also a professional snowboarder. So she's, oh yeah, gnarly one. So she's on it all the time. What we wrote a little bit back and forth before. What I'm not sure how to what exactly to ask, but like, can you take us through the mental process of someone telling you not being able to do sports anymore ever again? Like, what went through your head, and how did it change over the time?
That's a heavy one. I remember the last meeting with the doctor in the public health center. It's like, okay, you're done. We don't help you because it's too demanding operations. And if you think even to going back, there is no surgeon who's gonna cut you. So I'm like, okay, so it was just hit to your face, deal with it. So I, of course, left out crying and everything. My world collapsed and blah, blah, blah. But I was like, okay, I'm not giving up. Just search new doctors, find the solutions. But yeah, it was really hard on my mind. I was really thinking it's gonna be over. But then just don't give up, huh? Just keep on looking, keep on pushing. If you know you have the passion, you will do everything for it. So.
But how is it like right now? Because it's still 1 year to go until you're allowed to do any kind of sports, right?
Impact sport.
Impact sport,
Yeah.
okay. So you're basically, are you working, or are you just doing, are you just working on your body, or are you having a normal job, or how is your daily life looking right now? Like, because for me it seems, I cannot imagine how it feels to work towards being able to do impact sports a year from now, like you're working towards something.
Yeah, I'm not working right now. I'm in a sick leave, which should end in the March, because I'm not allowed to do physical job till 9 months after the OP. So now I'm 5, 6 in, but as I'm living in Austria, it's not my home country. I'm from Estonia, so my German is not the best. So it's yeah. So it's like option is to find some chilly job to sit around, but language skills. But now I went to the language school to pick it up. But yeah, what I'm saying, you were asking.
No, it's kind of like
how my
because you
day
have so
rolls.
much time.
How my day rolls. So I will say in the beginning, 3 months in, I wasn't able to walk for 2 or 3 months at all. I was on crutches, no weight bearing whatsoever. So it was full on every day from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. You are just working on your rehab. You have the machines to work on your blood circles because you were not able to step on it. And physio, electro, muscle stimulations, whatever, to just keep it up so you can be able to come back faster. So it's like, for a mind, you always know that if you think like, oh shit, I give up, it's too hard. And then it's again, but if you push it, you know what for you are working for. It's the skating or snowboarding or whatever you want to come back. So it just pushes you through the days. I go day by day. I'm not thinking about I have year to go, I have month to go or whatever. It's just I do my best today. I will give 100% from me. So I won't have some regret later that, oh, why I didn't do this or why I didn't do that. So it's just full on my
brave woman. Eugen, can you take us to your daily or like to your routine now that you learned about how to take care of your body, or like when, like what are you doing to stay in shape? And
I hope people don't think I'm totally crazy.
No, it's super funny to even have these conversations, because a couple of years ago we were all like, there's so much testosterone and we all believe we are made of steel. And now we sit here and talk about like,
Yeah. So to compare it, so people see the difference. Back then, pre me being 25, so me before I was 25, before the bigger injuries happened and I was a bit more aware of my body. Just waking up, getting some shitty food, and just hit the skate park and skate all day. That was it. If an injury happens, I wait 2 days and keep skating. That was it. No stretching at all. So I started stretching super late. I found out about foam rollers when I was 23 and just using it barely, not enough.
When we were young, there wasn't any phone
Yeah,
rollers
yeah.
around.
No foam rollers around.
Phone rollers is kind of like Instagram or something.
Yeah, just to show it around. And after the first major injuries, I started first with foam rollers, a bit of stretching in the beginning. For my back, I used to have a weak lower back, like most bladers. And actually jumping high, people always say like I jump all those high rails. It helps because jumping high is a good training for the lower back too. It's pretty funny. Good combination of my skating and my
Demetrius
weakness.
George has the
Best, strongest back
back
probably
in the world.
ever. And he's slinky. He can like bend and stuff. Yeah. So stretching and a strong upper down back was like my first issues I had to kind of fix with homework. And then it's kind of collecting. It get more and more. After the shoulder injury, I started to do a bit for my upper body. First physiotherapy, a bit of stretch bands and stuff. Then then I leveled up the game a bit, some push-ups, some pull-ups. And now like daily, after good breakfast and a good sleep, hopefully, I'm not the best sleeper, I start, it's always mixing because I don't have like a daily routine. Maybe you know it, nowadays it's kind of trendy to mix it up. Don't do the same workout every day because your body will get used to the physics, and then you're not doing it aware. You're just like, it's like car driving, and not being aware that you're car driving, and then you're like, and then accident happens. You need to be aware if you drive a car. It's dangerous. The same with physics and physical stuff that you're doing at home. So I try to mix it up. Normally it's a bit of stretching, like some yoga stuff, basics, not a full yoga briefing program because I'm a bit lazy. I did it a couple of times, and I'm thinking about combining it again with some yoga and meditating, but I need to find time. And so a bit of stretching, and like always stretching, some physical workout, stretching, some physical workout, and trying to do at least as much stretching as physical workout. So you have like the release for your body, because you can't just go full gym and then expect to be full flexi at the session. You will get super stiff, and if you fall on your muscle, it will hurt. You need to be relaxed. You need to be calm. So for me, it's some back stretches, a bit of pull-ups, again some back stretches, and some for the neck and for the legs, some push-ups, some other upper body workouts, and that's every day. And it takes me like 45 minutes, 1 hour every day.
Is it fun for you, or did it become fun, or is
You're
it
really
like really
asking
like
it?
no, but like, I just imagine like you want to be able to skate, so
Yeah.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
And
So
then you're like, okay, I have to do this in order to be able to skate, or
Yeah.
is it like, okay, I got used to it, it's part of my day anyways, and I like it now, or like how is that? Because that's why we're all sitting here, because it took
I
us too
know.
long to be in a position where we're like, yeah, we want to do it.
Yes,
Because
yes. In the beginning, for me, it's almost like asking, is it fun to brush your teeth? You know, like I have to. That's what you're doing. But yeah, for sure, the goal of being able to skate on the level I'm skating right now and to hold it makes it fun. For sure, there are days when it's rainy and I'm not blading. I'm like, today I might skip. But the days when it's sunny outside and I'm hitting the road, like street skating with my homies, I'm juiced to make the workout because I know like this is my warm up. After the workout, your body's pump it up and you're like full mental and ready and stuff.
German techno music, a couple of push-ups. and
Exactly. So on a good day, you are really juiced and you make it lovely and it's all fine. On a bad day, it can be hard, but it's like life. But yeah, I'm strictly to it. I'm doing it almost daily. Like I'm cheating only a few times, and not because I'm a German and making all strict. Because I feel it. If I skip a few days, you straight feel it while skating. You feel weak. If you fall, you're like it hurts more because you're not prepared. Like if you once started stretching and physical physical workouts to support your blading, if you once started properly, like for a few weeks, you will never stop it again because you will see the difference. Like not a lot, like I mentioned, not gym workouts and getting all muscles, just good warm-ups, good muscle warm-ups with for the legs and the upper body. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Eugen. Miguel, how's your routine right now? Like, what does your routine include these days? Yeah.
My routine these days, it always change. Depends on like the situation I'm dealing with my body. But yes, I have these certain things I normally do. Well, first thing is always to like wake up in the morning and listen at my body. Where is that? Could be like a serious situation with my hip or my lower back. Could be my neck. Could be anything, you know. And so I normally just wake up and take it really easy on my breathing, and like just to be able to connect with my mind and set a good state of mind.
It's like a form of meditation, or it's like
You can call it meditation. There's plenty of ways to call it. So, you know, but based on that, yes, some type of meditation, so you get your set of mind in a nice place, and you know, and like be comfortable and accepting, and you go through the day. And normally I like to move my body, right? Moving my body gently. I don't go stretch. I don't do weights. I don't do anything. I just use my momentum. You maybe play some salsa music, like my mom teach me when I was a kid. Move those hips around, you know, just get your blood going, you know, get that passion going, just move around. Then you go stretching, and then you stretch, and maybe like a lot of planks. I do mostly a lot of planks to get my core really strong, because that's something with rollerblading that we just want to send it, right? We just, we want to go. But the reality is that there's a lot of mechanics on the body. There's a lot of mechanics, especially with a pair of skates or skis or anything that is attached to your feet. So every motion, everything is connected. Something quite beautiful, but also a big responsibility, because we're not maneuvering an object. We maneuver an entire body. And that comes with mind, body, and then the whole thing, and the soul, the whole thing. So I just try to work on those things, you know, and like be able to be connected. So I get really working on my core a lot, and like planks and like basic stuff. And when I go skating, when I'm on the actual skating, it's like a slow process of like putting my skates and like before putting my skates, again, moving my body. When you put your skates on, I start stretching a little bit as I take putting my skates on, and I take it really easy. Like, I know it's really hard sometimes, like going on tours and stuff like that. You want to get clips, and it's really hard to show up to the spot and get it done. I'm glad I'm not in that situation, as some of you guys are. They're professional. That's gnarly. And but if you're in that situation, you just gotta be gentle. Just like start warming it up nicely, and let's like build it up, and just have like warm up, get to that peak. And then slowly we get your skates off. You know, just make sure you listen to again, like I said before, it's all about listening to your body. Everybody here is an individual. And if you want to overcome any sort of injury, the first steps is to listen to your body and see and feel it and understand a little bit of it and research after and all that stuff. But yeah, just like I have my own rhythms of like going up and going down, and then just be very gentle and just trying to be in one position, posture, use my core when I pump. I really learned, like basically when I got surgery in my spine, getting back was like all those months waiting for it, and just like the whole thing of putting my skates back on, it's like the core and the spine is very like, it's so important, man. And it was very frustrating. I couldn't like pushing was crazy, stalling in the ramp was crazy, jumping.
I remember on your social media, you could see like every step was like an achievement, a proper achievement.
So
like
what I said, what I did was, because, you know, a lot of us have a lot of expectations about skating, because we grew up watching videos and we think skating is like, wow. We have this high expectation of ourselves to fucking go get it, right? You know, but the thing is, one of the main things that this crazy surgery really teach me was the appreciation of the basic movements of skating, and going back to day one when you start skating, right? And remember that day that you couldn't topsail, you know, just a topsail. Wow, like going back to the moments, you know, now you know how to do it, just like enjoy that process.
The moment when you figure out how to push through a bowl corner for the first time.
Exactly, that feeling. Yeah. The whole thing, every pump, every jump, every landing, every sole, every backside. You gotta take it really easy when you come from certain injuries and stuff like that. Even when you're hurt too, just like enjoy those beautiful, simple things on skating. Go back. It's like born again. You know, it's a bless. So just go back to the moment. Don't have zero expectations. Just remember about yourself, you know, and just do everything very gentle. And then when shit kicks in, just go get it, get some, you know, like go get it. But just listen to your body, listen to yourself, and enjoy the true essence. Don't have any expectation. Oh, people is looking, I better hurricane topsail this shit. No. Who gives a flying fuck about that? You know what you care? About being able to skate tomorrow and enjoy it, you know? Like I'm sorry, you know, there's some people that out there that really have that responsibility, and it's really rough. So go support those guys to make that happen, because that's a really hard job. All right, so it really is. So some of you guys out there like me, like, don't expect so much from your body. Enjoy skating. It's beautiful to see somebody like enjoying a nice soul, nice backs, all these basic things, you know. So remember, just do it for your soul, you know. Enjoy that moment. Do it for your body, and get the microphone out of my mouth.
That's the very best. That's the perfect ending to this. That's a very perfect ending for this. I just want to thank the three of you for sharing your stories, and maybe if you have personal questions, you can grab them right after. And what Miguel said, listen to your body. Thank you, everyone, and see you later.